All right, 10 seconds, buddy. Woo! Are you nervous?
Yeah, I'm excited.
Are you nervous?
Excited's the word I use.
So you are nervous or you're not nervous?
I am.
Yeah! 4-time with Myriad. You've got Coach Jared here and
Coach Blair.
Coach Blair. This episode is intended to be fun, energetic, and to learn more about you. What is your favorite question of the day?
My favorite question of the day, recently, ever, I don't know.
Recently and ever.
I'll say my favorite question of the day of all time is, what's your bright spot Friday?
What's your bright spot Friday?
Yeah, what's something you appreciate about this past week?
What is a question of the day that at this moment in time that just kind of like resonates with you? First thing that comes to mind that like has hit off well in class.
What policy do you care about in the upcoming election?
How did that go?
It went great.
Did it?
Yeah, everyone was interested in talking about something they cared about, and it didn't seem like anyone was offended, and I care about people going beyond superficial conversation. And so I felt like I got to know some of our members a little bit better, and I thought that was neat.
Love it. What is something that's important to you?
My faith.
Your faith?
Yeah.
Why do you do what you do? And what you do is coach CrossFit, personal training, foundations. Why are you here at Myriad as a fitness coach?
CrossFit is my career. It's something I care a lot about. When I started coaching in 2016, I realized that it fit a lot of the things I wanted from a lifestyle, like not being behind a desk.
Yep.
Have
you been behind a desk before?
I have.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Before I began my career in CrossFit, and even simultaneously, I worked in some rehabilitation centers, so like residential rehab. So clients would come to us that struggled with drug and alcohol addiction or anxiety and depression, post-traumatic stress disorder, sleeping disorders, eating disorders, anorexia, bulimia. And so the first one I worked for was called Serenity Foundation, and it was in Abilene, Texas after college.
So this is like right after college, like right out of college is your first job?
Yeah, I ended up finishing college a year ahead of time because I was really disenfranchised with the whole system, and I thought I was putting a lot of money into an education that I could have got a lot from books and YouTube and the various sources of information we have on the internet now. And so I decided to graduate a year early, save some money, and start working to get some experience. And I really felt called by my faith at that time to start working with the drug population in Abilene because there was a big meth problem there. And so I moved into a halfway house, which is a place where people get to go live after prison.
Got it.
It's also known as a three-quarter house, and I lived there for a year.
As like an administrator?
I lived there as like a resident missionary.
Okay.
So like I brought Jesus to people while they were living in there. I took them to meetings. We did a lot of 90 and 90, which means like you would go to 90 meetings in 90 days of AA or NA, or CODA, which is Codependence Anonymous. And so that was part of their parole or probation. Oftentimes, whenever they were getting out of prison or a jail, they'd have to do this 90 and 90 and then meet with their parole officer. And sometimes I would drive my friends, my roommates, my housemates to those meetings. And it was a lot of fun, and it was also really hard because, I saw a lot of people get hurt and a lot of people get kicked out, and I saw a lot of drugs come through the place, and it was my role to be someone who was uplifting and optimistic and positive in a place that was really dark and scary.
For sure. So after that, then you transitioned to, I believe, like an outdoor facility in the Pacific Northwest. Is that accurate?
Yep. Emily was also working for Serenity House at that time, and we met independent of work. And then we just found out, like, oh, hey, what are the odds? We're both working for the same company here. And so after we got married, she started looking for some other work still in the same field because I felt really called to work with addicts at that time. And she found Evoke, which was in Bend, Oregon, started in St. George, Utah. And we moved up to Oregon for an orientation that was a week long, not knowing if we were going to get the job or not. And then after we came back home, about a month later, they extended the invitation for employment. So we went ahead and packed up everything and moved out west.
Nice. And that was what year?
That was in 2016.
Okay.
So I graduated college in 2014, lived in a halfway house for a year, got married to Emily, moved out of the halfway house, lived with her together for a year in Abilene, and then we moved out to Oregon.
So how did you find CrossFit?
Found CrossFit in college by chance. Whenever pole vaulting ended, which was my sport in college, I
had no idea you were a pole vaulter.
I was Division II athlete.
Seriously?
At Abilene Christian University.
See, I'm learning things. That's what I love about this.
Yeah.
We have so many pole vaulters here.
Do we?
Yeah.
That's cool. I miss it. I would like to try it from time to time. I've thought about coaching it as well. That was part of the reason I stopped doing it, was because we lost our coach in college. And then one of the sprinter coaches tried to teach it, and it really didn't go that well in my perception.
You need to know what you're doing to teach and to pole vault. So.
I think so.
It's a skill. Yeah.
I fell into it in junior high whenever my dad told me he thought I'd be good at jumping. So I did high jump and pole vault, and just fell into pole vault more in high school, and then continued to pursue it in college.
What's your personal best?
15 feet.
That's legit.
Yeah, that was at Texas Tech in like 2012. That was cool.
That's super cool. Go ahead.
One of the things that I think about from time to time is whenever I was finishing college, like I said, I wanted to get out of there soon. One of the coaches came to me and said, "Hey, we're going to be going Division I soon, and we'd like to offer you a position to come back to the team, and you can get basically acceptance into our graduate program to be a master's in communication."
Have a couple more years.
Yeah,
of athletic
I did have
career.
eligibility left, and so I had to make that choice between like go into the workforce, start getting experience, or stay in school. Keep pole vaulting and keep studying, and of course I chose to go get work experience.
Do you regret that decision?
Not at all.
No. Okay.
I just think about it from time to time.
Yeah.
It's like, what would that have been like? But yeah, no regrets about it.
Yeah. No, absolutely. What is one thing? I mean, we already learned one thing that people don't know about you because you're a pole vaulter, Division II pole vaulter, potentially Division I. What's something else someone doesn't know about you?
I was thinking about that, and I think I'll go with like music because. It's a hobby of mine, and my parents got me a guitar when I was a freshman in high school, and it was a very cathartic experience for me, just like playing music, writing my own music, and singing to myself. It's not something I've ever done publicly. It's just something I like to do for myself as like my own self-care and cathartic experience to like release some emotions. And so I have a Takamine guitar. Her name is Marie Antoinette, and
That's the name of your guitar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Very
I've had
cool.
her since 2007.
That's very cool.
Mm-hmm.
What made you name her?
That's a great question. I mean, that was high school Blair, right? 15, 16 years old. Maybe we were learning about French history at the time.
I would love to have met high school Blair. So music. So you're playing music, making music, singing music to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And do others hear this? Partner Emily, Sammy, your child? Are you just kind of like?
Emily will hear it. Sam will play with me from time to time.
Have you been in a band before?
No, I've jammed with bands before, but I've never officially been in a band.
Okay. Swing dancing? You swing dance as well?
Yeah, I actually started swing dancing before I started doing CrossFit. So like one of the questions you had about like how I started CrossFit was like when pole vaulting ended, I was just working out by myself in the gym at the rec center in college, and someone was like, "It looks like you're doing CrossFit." No, I actually never did splits.
Okay.
Yeah, I never did bis and tris. I never did splits. It wasn't
splits is when like Monday, Wednesday, Friday you're doing like lower body, Tuesday, Thursday you're doing upper body, and then like you're just continually doing that for endless amounts of time.
Yeah, I feel like I've come more into that as an older adult, but I wasn't that vain when I was young. CrossFit found me. Someone saw me working out in the gym. They're like, "It looks like you're in shape. It looks like you know what you're doing. How about you join this gym in town?" I was like, "Okay." And I kept doing it because it was the only thing that I thought was still challenging.
Yeah.
And I found something that kept pushing me day after day, and I stuck with it. As far as swing dancing goes, I thought that CrossFit would make me a better dancer.
Doesn't it?
It did at first. I was like trying to get better at aerials, which is like flips and dips, and so like swinging girls above your head. I was in a couple performances in college, and there's one particular move called the lamppost where you swing your follow behind you and they land back in front of you. And I remember doing it on stage, and it went well, but I always thought like, oh, I could have thrown them further.
Are you the type of person that when you are given a challenge, you always want to take that challenge and then some?
Challenges are exciting to me.
Yeah.
I love the opportunity to learn more about myself. I love the opportunity to fail. I love learning from my experiences.
What is something that you learned here at Myriad since your time with us? And when did you start with us?
Yeah, I started in June 2023.
Yep.
Yeah, June 6th.
Got it.
Yeah. Something I've learned here.
Boom. Love the silence.
Yeah.
Not that we're over, because we're not over yet. What is something that brings you the most joy in your entire life?
My family.
Your family.
Yeah.
And where's your favorite place?
Home.
Where's home?
In Lake Jackson, Texas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Anything else you want to share while you have the floor?
I wanted to answer your question about what I've learned since I've been here.
Okay.
And it's hard to like think of one
I know,
thing.
I put you on a spot.
There's so many things. But one thing that keeps coming to my mind right now is about dedicating specific time to work emails and work messages and work conversations. It was like, if I can put this all into a chunk at this time, I don't have to worry about it or think about it the rest of the day. And I feel like that's something that I've learned more professionally here of managing, as far as managing my time and energy.
Yeah. So you've grown professionally here at Myriad,
Yeah.
is what I just heard.
Yeah, I have.
Love it. Thank you very much, Blair. Marta, do you have anything as a background person that you want to throw out there?
Oh my gosh, no. Now I'm on the spot.
You are. Cool. That's for time. Blair, appreciate it. End.